In this video, I'm going to show you behind the scenes what exactly it looks like for me to look at beginner's copywriting and actually fix it and make it great. You are going to watch me step by step review my private students' copy and actually show them exactly where they're messing up and where they can improve. And that, of course, is going to help you become a better copywriter. And guys, there is no better way to make more money and get more clients with copywriting than just getting good at your skill by mastering your craft. Because when you are so good that you just simply cannot be ignored, that is when it becomes a complete no-brainer to hire you. Because look, maybe you've watched the free courses, you understand how to write copy, you've written a few emails yourself, but you're just still not sure if it's good enough. Chances are when you watch these videos, you're going to be actually watching me point out mistakes that you are probably making in your own copy. That's why this video is probably going to be the best video to actually level up your copywriting skills and make it easier for you to get clients in the future. So with all that being said, let's hop right into the video. So first attempt at writing email. Let's check it out. Brand image. Prospect. Oh, awesome. You linked him to the top. I love that. Absolutely love it. Okay. Saying nothing says the most. Why silence is the loudest word. That's pretty sick. I like it.
Thank you.
Yes. Your first name. I get comments on every post I upload asking, then how do I become more confident speaker? Or why don't people take my ideas seriously when I'm talking? Hmm. Okay, great. Great opener. The thing that I would say is that you need to be, and I say this to most people when they start out, be choosy in your lead. So an exaggerated example of this is sometimes people ask me with copywriting, Tyson, how do I get clients? Or Tyson, my copywriting isn't very good. Or Tyson, how do I know if my copywriting is good enough? Or Tyson, when I get a client, and then I just keep going on and on and on, right? Whereas you want to keep it
Yeah.
as lean and concise as possible. So I would choose either one of these two, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So I'm going to give you the most valuable technique you need in order to deliver your thoughts with confidence. So here's something else, and also something that you will notice a lot in Vin's content is that he very rarely speaks of the things of you need. Like he very rarely speaks from there. He instead, I'll put it like this: instead of trying to convince people, uh, show people why you're convinced. So what this looks like is here's the most valuable technique I learned in order to deliver my thoughts with confidence that you can use as well.
Oh, I see.
It's a really
Okay.
small tweak, but like if you watch enough of his content as well, he'll always say that.
Yeah.
Used by myself and thousands of the best speakers around the globe. Mm, I'd say we can cut that and save it for later. Um, When you're talking, you want your sentences to flow with charisma, like an orchestra playing with a symphony. And if you don't master a simple technique, you'll be stuck in the same rut. No one will take you seriously. No one will think you have important to say, and it'll feel like a child when adults are talking. Okay, so good. So what we can do is we can switch around this structure a little bit. So what I'm seeing right now is like problem, solution, and agitate, right? Where the structure goes problem, agitate, solution. So if you take this stuff, right, this is like here's what you should do instead, but take the problem
Mm.
stuff and put it up higher right after the what's in it for me, then that would flow better because here's essentially what you're saying from like a bird's eye view, right? From like a 30-foot up is
Yeah.
um people ask me how to become a more confident speaker. Here's the best tip I learned because if you don't know how to speak with confidence, it's going to feel like nobody's listening to you. You are going to be the only person in the
O-
room who feels like you. Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Okay. So I was going to say, because this was more just trying to agitate completely. I wanted to try and segue into agitation because the solution doesn't come until near the end where it says unless you introduce the pause, because that's a big thing he talks about.
Mm,
So I did try and go solution last, but
mm.
I've obviously fucked it up in this middle part.
Yeah, I think that this middle part, I know what you mean now, because the big value in here is the part with the pauses. So I think here's what a more accurate critique would be: is that Vin has a lot of ideas, right? And you of course did the right thing by compiling all of the stuff that he says and like putting it into an email. Um, As for this part, it's a good dynamic part, but I'm not sure it fits. Also, like when I scroll down, I realized that this is actually pretty long. So, yeah, you could probably cut this.
Okay.
Uh, Sweet. So, you're talking sentence flow with charisma. Um, is that it? Here's why. Hmm. Yeah, you can do this. So there's a few options here to do, right? You did the um, reveal, intriguing answer. What you could also do next time, or just do whenever, what you could also do is called explain first, and give a one-liner lesson last. So I can kind of expand on that. So you go, here's the problem. And you're always going to have this problem unless you introduce the pause. And you're probably thinking, is that it? And here's why. And then you give us some really good reasons here, right? Another way you could do it is just take this stuff, copy and paste it to the bottom. So you're talking, so you're basically saying it's really hard to get noticed, and you really need to make sure that that you speak with charisma. How do you do that? And then you say what most people try to do, why it doesn't work that well, what they should do instead, and then give them the lesson. Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. When you become comfortable with pausing in your sentences, there are several advantages. Firstly, all of your filler words like vanish. The impact it has on your respectability is life-changing on its own. Because as soon as you stop for silence, it doesn't sound like you're thinking for lost words. Mm, okay. Listening to sentences with filler words is like looking at a Ferrari and seeing a dent in the door. Instantly, it's ruined. Awesome. Did he say that, or is that something you came up with?
No, I just thought of that earlier.
Oh, that's dope. Love that.
Oh, thank you.
It reminds me of Texas, where like I saw, I saw McLarens, I saw Ferraris, and it's had curved wheels, and it hurt my soul.
Ah, no, it's
It
horrible.
really is. So that one hits me in my soul personally. Instantly is ruined. Same happens for your sentences. Your credibility gets stripped in an instant. Secondly, the pause gives the listener time to process what you said. If you speak at a million miles an hour all the time, your audience will struggle to keep up, process everything you're saying. Whether you're talking to a room one to one with someone, don't let your words get lost, people, because your delivery is rushed. Your speech is like music. It's dynamic. Some parts are quiet, others are loud. Sentences are fast paced, other times they're slow, but it must have time to breathe. All music has rests in it. Uncover more of the obstacles that are holding you back in your speech without realizing with Stage Academy. Okay, sweet. Let me think here. hmm Yeah, that works. When you learn about vocal image, self-awareness, charisma, the storytelling formula, and so much more, click here to start your speech mastery. Till next time, Van, PS, more free evidence to prove. Visit my YouTube channel for free content. I would kill the YouTube CTA just because it's better to have just the two CTAs. But
Okay.
overall, this is definitely good. There's a lot of potential here. The CTA could be more tactful. Let me read it one more time. Speech is like music. Okay, so this is where you give your awesome last lesson. And then I would give something where it's like almost like a problem solution loop. So pauses are great, but what? Pauses are great, but
But
this is just
yeah,
one of the many one, two, three,
one of the
four,
many
five.
techniques you need
Yeah,
or
one of the
you
main
could
six
benefit
techniques.
from. Yeah.
Exactly. And
So
then
what's in it
maybe,
for me?
yeah, and then maybe you could give a little bit
Pausing
more
can only
context.
get you so far, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Pausing is just one small issue. So while this might bring your speech up, imagine what you could do if you were able to master vocal image, self-awareness, charisma, storytelling framework, and so much more. That's exactly what we teach inside of the Stage Academy. Uh, Sweet. So you definitely have. Here's what you do have for sure.
Then, by the way,
You
none of this was ChatGPT. I didn't get round to running
really?
it through ChatGPT to do the improve it or give me suggestions or any of that. So this is literally just what I wrote in a document.
That's awesome.
So I haven't
So
tried to refine it yet.
mm, the blocks, the
I thought
um,
it would probably be better if I could just give you an accurate representation of what would happen if I just tried.
yeah, absolutely. Um, hmm 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 what you could work on is like structure and what was the other thing? Uh-huh, uh-huh. You know what else he did right was like the analogies, analogies um, showing why, oops, showing why you're convinced. Okay, awesome. So, out of curiosity, how long or how much of the 40 Academy did you say you consumed again? Like the 90-day copywriting?
Basically nothing.
Oh, okay, sweet. So, this is easy then. Have you gotten deep into the structures before, like the email structures?
Um, so for what like problem agitate solution, CJN, all these things.
Yeah.
I've had a brief look over it. So basically, I got as far as I think the first 2 hour course of is
Mhm.
there. One of the long ones in the beginning, and I got about 2 hours or so into it, and that's as far as I
Mhm.
got.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Awesome.
Because it was literally
So,
straight after that I picked up working with somebody, so a lot more of my time went on to that.
so here's what we can do here then. So for copywriting, we'll do check out week 3 structures. Structures. That should give you a little bit more insight as well. And then yeah, also that was good. That was definitely a good place to start. Why is it doing that? Okay, yeah. And then complete um, 2 to 3 more emails from the challenge and submit to the for DCI for review. Sweet, that's pretty straightforward. Let's go back up. Skill evaluation. Oh yeah, okay. So you were 5 to 6 out of 10. I think that you'd probably be a little bit sharper than that. I think that with like literally just a couple of really quick tweaks, because the baseline is there, which is really good. A couple quick tweaks to structure and stuff, and it can just really be really quite good. You're definitely past the minimum viable skill level of like, you need to be at least this good or whatever to get clients that are 2K, 3K, 4K a month, which is awesome. Okay, awesome. We got a welcome sequence. And we got I gave you some feedback on this earlier in the DMs.
Mhm.
Well, check out this.
How do you think my copy's doing? You think my copy's decent or is it still
Yeah,
pretty trash?
the stuff in there was really good. I read the headline. The headline's way better, especially from the original. Man, I really wish that you kept the original because I would have loved to see the contrast, bro. It would have been hilarious. Let me
We
open it up.
probably got it in the old videos
Probably, yeah. We should definitely do
because
that.
you reviewed it live in one of the calls. I bet I could go back and find it.
Yeah. First email, user copy guide. Yeah. I think I checked some of these before.
You did.
Let me go to one of the bottom ones and then
Email 4 would be solid. Now, yeah, email 4 would be solid. That sales letter, that was the one that I just copy pasted in there.
awesome. You don't have to work 24/7. Sweet. Hey, name your restaurant owner, so you probably work at least 80 hours a week. Um, hmm. It's a little bit presumptuous. It's really not a bad lead. It speaks on the problem, but you could say something like, so many business owners, or are you a business owner who? Like you're a electrician. What would you say? Estimator?
hmm
Yeah, you're an estimator. And like you probably do work long hours, but if someone was like, you're an estimator, so you probably work 80 hours a week. But imagine if you weren't, if you were just working like 40 or 30, or this guy, like he said, he's already going for people who are more well off, right? So what if they're not? Then they're kind of like they feel whatever. But if you said something like, so many estimators are out here working way more than they need to, then that's something that a lot of more people could, even if they were working 40 hours, they'd be like, yeah, I should be working 20. So it appeals to more people.
That's true.
Um, but overall, the idea is good. Everyone knows the only way to run a successful restaurant is to grind yourself down, right? Wrong. Truth is, overworking yourself is killing your restaurant. I know that might sound like nonsense. I'm going to show you exactly how I've helped dozens of restaurant owners get their lives back without reducing opening hours or losing out on sales. Maybe I'm just not restaurant savvy, so I'm not really sure what that means. Reducing opening hours, does that mean like closing earlier and stuff?
Closing earlier or opening later.
Okay. I know I might not. I'm going to show you exactly how it helps without. Okay, sweet. My secret, high level systems. See, Some owners live in absolute chaos. They tell themselves every night going home, there's no way I can keep working like this. Every morning comes, everything's going to fall apart if I'm not there. Dude, this is awesome. I have to train people for months before they can understand how to use PAS. Because the problem with most people do is they stay very, very surface level. They're like, most people just work really long. Here's why you don't have to work so long. I've created some systems. They do all the work for you. Trust me, bro. It's really, really cool. It really, really works. It's going to make you a lot of money. Click here to get more. Whereas, you're getting a lot deeper and using the actual problems that they are facing and showing how it turns up in their life and being really specific about it, which is dope.
Awesome. Awesome.
Here goes another entire day at the restaurant. Repeat that process for a couple months and you're overworked, frustrated, and your staff or sales are falling short. The worst place to be. So many owners are stuck in this cycle. That's why high level systems can help take your life back, get more sales, and create better morale. Look, I tell every owner I work with, you should be working 20 to 30 hours a week and maintain consistent hospitality and service, but only if you have high level systems in place. How? Well, it's like running a business. Every successful business has systems in place that boom, boom, boom. Let me check. Yeah, you do like kind of a double bullets here. You want to just use
Mhm.
bullets once instead.
Oh, okay. All right.
Otherwise, it kind of feels like too bullety. It feels like a
Okay.
laundry list. Throw all these together, spend less time working. hmm Yeah, so this is really good. So how did you learn this? Was it like you swiped some email and you copied the structure, or you kind of just like
Your shit, man. I was reading your shit.
there you go,
I was
man.
reading your shit, bro. That you have an email swipe file. And
Right.
I looked at that and then I was writing one night and it just sounded so fucking dry what I was writing. And I was like, you know what? I gotta like get into the brain of a restaurant owner who's overworked and
Mm,
I gotta make this thing pop. And I wrote it like that. And what was dope is Preston was reading this one and on the Loom video.
yeah.
And I don't know if I should use this or not, but he goes, dude, I don't know how you did this. It's really impressive, but this sounds exactly like something I would write. And I was like, yes, that's the
Yeah.
goal, bro.
There's nothing more satisfying, is there? Um,
Yeah, I was hyped about that. I kind of want to cut that little clip out and like put it on my Instagram, but I'd have to ask him first.
yeah, yeah, you could do that. Or you could, I mean, you could blur his face, but then that kind of defeats the purpose. But yeah, even if you just did that, that'd be cool.
That
Um,
would be
the only other thing I could add is we a little bit deeper on why. So sell the thing a little bit more. Sell the
okay.
thing a bit more. So it's like doing the systems. So you came up with the analogy that it's like a business, which is good. It's just like running a business. Every successful business has systems in place that create rock solid structure, employee accountability, and consistent service. Throw all these together, you spend less time working, more time enjoying fruits of the labor. This is exactly what I teach coaches. Create system based on the restaurant, show them how to implement, maintain. So yeah, system is like talk about a little bit about how systems are scalable or repetitive and why it takes less work effort on their part. A little bit more selling the thing, but other than that, it is really quite good. Like that's just something to improve the email, but it's all really, really, really good email. It's honestly the best email I've read from somebody who's like not even 2 months in. So very nice.
Hey, awesome, bro. All right.
It's very good.
That makes me
Very good.
happy.
Awesome. And the other thing is that, like, obviously you have the skill, but it's not really that hard when you know how to, which is probably the most important skill, is just knowing how to take other stuff that isn't yours and like make it yours and like copy the structures, copy the ideas behind it, which you did really well here. So that's good.
Awesome.
Hey, Name. Today I wanted to share with you one advice when applied, you won't only stop getting distracted by your phone, but also get more work done. What do you think? A long. You said long as hell. Yeah, I like that one. 8 hour screen times equals 10K a month. Long. Yeah, this shit's long as hell, boy. The hell? So today I wanted to share with you one piece of advice that when applied, like you definitely don't need this one piece of advice when applied. Like this is a lead here, okay? The lead is literally supposed to be the most stripped down, bare bones. You ain't trying to make it fancy, dress it up, nothing. Okay. Today I wanted to share with you a piece of advice that will 10x your productivity. It could be something like that. Also, rule of thumb, this isn't in the 40 Academy, so I guess I don't really expect you guys to know this. But you know how, subject lines are supposed to be like 14 characters? Well, leads are usually subject lines are supposed to be, 40 characters. Leads, you try to keep to like 14 words. So tools, word count, we got 27 words in this bitch. So you definitely want to shorten it, and also break it up into 2 lines if you're going to try to do something like this. But I would literally share some advice with you that will 10x your productivity, or will turn your phone from a distraction to a money multiplier or something like that. But nowadays, people think their phones are big distractions. And when they say something like, just one notification on Insta led me to hours of wasted time scrolling, these guys clearly have no idea they're letting their phones distract them. ¿Por qué? This is all like one really long way to say like one small thing, right? These guys clearly have no idea. You could just literally say most people have no idea that they're letting their phones distract them, or that their phone aren't distracting. They're just distractible, or they have the attention span of a goldfish, something like that, right? Because this is like 4 lines to say, I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure what it's supposed to say. And even though the tip I'm about to share with you is just common sense, millions of people overlook it, okay? Use your phone like a work tool most of the time. See, right here is supposed to be your big punchline, right? But you soften up your big punchline by saying most of the time. It's kind of like, if I'm trying to convince you that the secret to getting swole is by eating cherry cheesecake, or if the secret to making money is by discipline, I wouldn't be like, that's why discipline is like 85% of the time the most important thing that you can do. It's like, ain't nobody want to hear that shit, right? It's like the more polarizing you are, the more interesting your angle is. So it's kind of like on Instagram. Nobody's gonna listen to a guy who's like, "Hey, everybody, you need to just I don't know, like it's literally just like I said. It's like you have to go really hard on one thing or not. You shouldn't be like, "Hey guys, Andrew Tate is someone who I have mixed feelings about, and I'm not really sure if he's cool or not. I think he's kind of cool, but." I'm not really that big on him. No, you need to be like, Andrew Tate is saving our generation. If it weren't for Andrew Tate, the world would probably be dead by now. Otherwise, your shit's just kind of mid, kind of average. Like it's not really a hot take if it's just like you most of the time. Now, what if we glue some small lights that randomly start to flash on the pencil? You lose your focus on drawing every time giving attention to the flashes. Your phone is like that pencil. If you use the advice as a work tool, there's plenty of things you can do to get progress on your goal. For example, if you want to start a business, you can learn new skills like marketing, consume constructive content like podcasts, and network with other business owners online to have someone in contact once you need help. But how can I use my phone as a work tool most of the time if I would still get distracted by notifications, social media, or entertainment? Well, name, I'll reveal that in my next email in 2 days. Keep an eye out. My name. What do we think? That's not value? Yeah. Boring. Hedging. Tate subject line. Why most of the time again? Yeah, it's most of the time again. You just say use it as a work tool, 4.3 out of 10. So here's the thing, right? Is I kind of watched this in Alex Hormozy's little thing too. And essentially what he did was he was like, yo, you have to actually reward the people for opening your email, right? And I mean, there's not really a reward here. People open so that you could really no, I guess that's not really the value though, right? You would say, here are some tips so that you can do that. And then you give some value. And then you'd be like, but what kind of business can you start with just your phone? Well, I'll reveal that in the next email. So in this email, you could just give them like a whole bunch of cool phone tools, yeah. And the next one, you'd be like, here's how to make $1 million with your phone. Just an idea. But that's like real value. Also, this is way too long. You could just say, for example, if you want to start a business, you can learn skills like marketing, break it down to a different line, consuming constructive content like podcasts, break it down into another line, network with other business owners. So this is like a paragraph. I mean, in the lesson with the analogy. I mean, I guess the lesson with the analogy is all right, but you're explaining a concept that most people already understand. It is not really that interesting to people, right? If you were explaining a concept like, hey, here's how being ugly can actually get you more girls, then people will be like, what? And they'd really be interested in hearing it, right? They'd really be interested in hearing what the hell you're talking about. But because, phones are not distracting if you know how to use them correctly, it's like, yeah, like most people would be like, yeah, okay, I already agree with that. So it's not really that intriguing. Making money online has never been easier. You can get paid a sustainable 2 to 5K a month without creating a product showing your face or even paying for social media exposure. How is it possible? Affiliate marketing. I wouldn't give it away so soon. The last email kind of does this as well, right? Where, so it's like this, right? If this requires some information, then they're going to want to keep reading, but you just close the loop. You just close the loop and then you're like going to explain it, right? So if you were to say affiliate marketing, but not affiliate marketing how you know it, then they'd be like, oh, what do you mean not affiliate marketing like I know it? And then it gives them a reason to keep reading. But instead, you kind of just gave it away. I would say, how is this possible? Well, essentially by promoting someone else's product and then go at it like that. Why calisthenics is better than weightlifting is supposed to be the angle here. So body weight kills barbells. Problem with that is that I don't know what the hell you're talking about. You could say like calisthenics or something, or why calisthenics, I don't know. But body weight kills barbells. That makes me think that like if you're fat, then barbells ain't for you or something. Like that's, I don't know, that's kind of what comes to my mind. What comes to my mind isn't body weight being better than barbells. If you're a ride or die weightlifter, I wanted to show you something which may offend you. Okay, that's intriguing. But have a read through and prove me wrong. Now, here are 3 reasons why calisthenics is better than lifting mass. I mean, it's all right. You could add a little bit more of what's in for me and stuff before the listicle. If it were me, I'd be like, hey, if you're someone who's really big in weightlifting, then I want to show you something that's probably going to offend you. Because while you're over there lifting weights, thinking that you're going to be the next Arnold Schwarzenegger, the thing is that all the shredded guys that you see are actually out here doing calisthenics and not lifting weights and dumbbells. Here's why. Or here's 3 reasons why. And it's like, interesting. Am I right? Am I right? Calisthenics equals big muscles? Yeah. I mean, calisthenics equals big muscles is like all right, but calisthenics being better than barbells is probably, what do you call it? Probably more challenging, would you say? 1, holistic conditioning and functional strength. Essentially, calisthenics is all about combining compound movements to build muscle more efficiently. I actually know a pretty good subject line or angle. It's that gym strength doesn't equal actual strength. I actually heard this as a reel, right? And it's like, yeah, you might be able to bench 315, but you'll get actually absolutely clapped by a guy who's 30 pounds lighter than you, but actually does functional movements in calisthenics. Because it's really funny with gym heads. They're really like, especially weightlifters are like, bro, I bench 315, bro. Like you could never beat me in a fight, bro. I literally bench 315. And it's like, sorry, bro, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. It's like Bradley Martin, bro. Bradley Martin will be like, brother, you really think you could beat me at chess? I'm 260, bro. What do you mean I'm 260, bro? I'm 260. With the way calisthenic works, you're gaining strength, hypertrophy, and endurance. You can only train 2 of these at a time to push yourself. This is more optimal to gain that sharp, lean physique, god-tier strength, and long-lasting endurance. Okay, cool. You're gaining strength, hypertrophy, and endurance. You can only work 2 of these at a time with weights if you push yourself. I don't know. I'd need a little bit more justification on that. Like, is that Harvard study fucking proven or what? Number 2, reduce injury. Heavy weights can be the death of your fitness journey. If your form is a little off with weightlifting, you'll be playing Twister with your tendons. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. What did somebody say here? That's a good line. I like it. Yeah. I don't know if this is GPT, but you did good, kid. Learning calisthenics form is much safer. You're working with a weight which is more suitable for you. With perfect form, you'll take off 49% more pressure from your joints. So I'd also put like, do you want to be that old person? Like I would also put like, look at Gary Coleman. Is that what you want to look like by the time you're 70? Gary Coleman, that dude can't even fucking walk anymore. But when he was in his prime, buddy was literally like 2 Arnold Schwarzeneggers thick. It's pretty nuts. Number 3, brain gains. Calisthenics challenges your mind, just as much as the body. It helps you become more balanced, coordinated, and gives you spatial awareness. From tricky compound movements to making yourself into a handstand statue, you need to keep your focus on all parts of your body or else you crumble. It's like a physical game of chess, but weightlifting. Damn, that's cool. That's a good game of checkers. But weightlifting? That's a good game of checkers. No offense to any checkers players. Thanks for reading. Give her a name. Yeah, I thought it was pretty good. The lead could definitely use some work, but overall, it's like 7. It's like 7-ish, right? It could easily be made into an 8 or 9, right? Just with a couple. Also, apparently, he doesn't know how to spell calisthenics. Who knows? If I didn't have autocorrect, I wouldn't fucking know anyways. Losing weight. David Goggins was a 300-pound guy in order to join the military. Blah, blah, blah. Okay, sweet. Subject, losing 106 pounds in 2 months. Could you do it, name? No pills involved. Didn't have much time to write SLs. Okay. Subject line is cool. Preview, might want to change it to something different. So the thing is, losing 106 pounds in 2 months, or something. I don't know. You could come up with something else, but could you do it? No pills involved. I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, it's passable, right? It's passable. Hey, first name, let's be real. The ability to lose weight faster is one of the best feelings anyone can get. Faster than what? This is a non-tangible. If I told you guys, how would it feel if you were able to get clients faster? And I said that to a dude who never got a client before in his life. He'd be like, well, that's cool. That's good, right? I want to get clients faster, but like, what if I was like, how about I could show you how to get clients in the next 24 days? See? Right? A paying client in the next 24 days. The ability to lose weight faster. Yeah, or like the ability to get clients faster is one of the best feelings anyone can get. It's kind of, see how it's kind of like not that, it's not tangible, right? It's not specific at all. It's very vague. Because not only does it boost our confidence, but it also affects how people treat and view us. Which makes total logical sense to me. People tend to respect hard work and dedication. You kind of just, kind of waffling, right? What's the point? When you start out, this isn't really a what's in it for me, right? You like, imagine if I sent out an email to my list and I was like, the ability to get clients faster is one of the best feelings ever. It not only makes you feel better because you're getting clients faster, but you're also able to make more progress, which makes logical sense to me. People tend to respect people who get clients faster. It's like we already want clients fast. We know we want clients fast. We know that. It's like somebody walks into a Lamborghini dealership and they're like, hey man, I want a Lamborghini. And then you're like, oh, well, you know what, man? Lamborghinis are way better than Ferraris. Lamborghinis, bro, we have V10s, we have V12s. Lamborghinis are the best. And I'm like, yeah, bro, I just said I wanted a Lamborghini. Especially if they're known you for a long time as a bigger guy. Therefore, in today's email, I'll show you what David Goggins taught me about losing weight. Okay. So here's your what's in it for me. In it for me. Where that at? A few lines down, right? You literally just go, honestly, just start right here, bro. I'm not even gonna lie, just start right here. I'm gonna show you what David Goggins taught me about losing weight. Sure. It's a very basic what's in it for me. You could spice it up, you could flip it around, but anyways, we'll keep going. See, first name, David was a 300-pound guy who wanted to join the army. He was declined, and in order to join, he would first have to lose 100 pounds in 3 months. He lost 106 pounds in 2. You probably want to say, just put pounds there. Okay. You might be able to get away with cutting some words. Maybe. But either way, it's fine. How? Well, he used the no deadline, no deal mindset, which is super important if you want to lose weight faster. Why? When you set a deadline, your mind creates an urgency. I would just say creates urgency. Because this is not a comma and it's a period, you wouldn't want to use the word which. You would use the word this. This or the word urgency. Oh man. Or the word urgency. Yeah, I can tell you probably had a different word there, but whatever, it's fine. Boom. Which forces you to complete a task before the countdown ends. Now, first name. I'm not telling you to wake up at 3 a.m. to swim across the Atlantic in front of gorilla, but push yourself harder. Okay, so if you're going to do these, do the rule of threes. And as a suggestion, I would put a clever one-liner or analogy at the end of this point to show instead of tell and drive the point home. So like creates urgency in your mind, which forces you to complete the task before it ends. Let me ask you a question. When do you study harder? When you have an exam in a month, or when you have an exam tomorrow, or when you have an exam in 5 hours? It's like, shit, I go hard when I only have 5 hours and I know I'm going to get there. Or when do you think you'd get something done soonest? When would you say, if I told you to write a book, how long do you think it would take you? Right? Would it take you 3 months, 6 months, a year? What if I made you write it in a month? And if you weren't finished, something bad would happen, right? You'd get that book done. Doesn't matter. So, add something that's kind of more clever. Like I just used analogies that kind of highlight the point, but you could make it smaller, wittier, funnier, punchier, cooler. That's what AI is for. And if you want to know exactly how to do that, by setting up, I would say exactly how to use urgency to shed pounds. Shed pounds by setting up your training. Yeah, because that kind of like push yourself, giving harder, yourself less time to complete the task. You want to know exactly how to do that by setting up. Yeah, this is like a run-on sentence. So when you go like decent sized sentence, long sentence into another long sentence, it's pretty long. I would be reading it like, and if you want to know exactly how to do that by setting up your training for the highest intensity tailored to your body information, then click here to get a full breakdown on how to lose weight faster. It's like, imagine if we were in a conversation and I spoke like that. So you might say, and if you want to know exactly how to do that, click here. Like I would just cut this. I would take this and I would put it at the bottom or after CTA. Or you could even do like a double CTA, right? So you could do something like, if you want to know exactly how to do that, then click here to get the full breakdown on how to lose weight faster. It works by setting up your training, the highest possible tailored body information. That's all for today. Be right back. Boom. Right? So yeah, those are some suggestions. Overall, it's pretty good. Overall, I would say cut fluff. By setting up highest. Okay. Cut fluff and just a little bit of flow. Some flow work. Fluff and flow. That's basically it. Fluff and flow. Everybody give it up for my man Damo. He's an OG. He's been in here for a long time. So W's in the fucking chat.